Hey, sir, give me a second. How you doing? This is Selma, the representative. So Brent used to work for the power company. This is CEO of Tom Bigby and Freedom Fighter.
West Alabama. Yep. Tom Bigby, Drake Power. Yep. Good to meet you. Yeah. No, I actually live in Winfield up in Marion County. And then we have Marion and Moore counties as far as electric co-op. And then we also serve outside of that. Alabama Power's footprint, Franklin Electric footprint, fiber side. We follow her. Yeah, that's right. He's been talking about me all
I talk
day.
about him all the time.
That's right. It's good to see you. Yes, good to meet you.
See, we've been, all right.
Normally they go on Wednesday. Decided on
Howard.
Yeah. Hey, man. Oh, Andy? Yes, sir. Oh, what about what you call, what you call Steve Chandler? John, he's up for real. Who? What about Dr. Williams? What he do? Not the school president. Williams.
No, he's not for real.
Williams. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the A&M, right? No, he's the veterinarian. On the board? Hey, what you call on there with y'all in? No.
How you doing, sir? He's fine. Every so often he'll show up with
Let me tell you. Don't do that. Okay, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Because he was out there.
But it hit the road on us, didn't it?
He just retired. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Confirmations Committee. If I could ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Senator Wagner. Senator Allen. Senator Chambliss. Senator Figures. Senator Gavan. Senator Gudger. Senator Hatcher. Senator Jones. Senator Price. Senator Sessions. Senator Shelnut. Senator Stutz. Senator Singleton. Senator Smitherman. Senator Williams. Senator Livingston.
Present.
12.
With 12 members being present, we have a quorum, and I would ask the clerk to call the first appointee.
The governor appoints the Honorable Paulette Edwards to the Alabama State University Board of Trustees.
Senator Singleton.
I move for the nomination of Ms. Paulette Edwards to be placed in confirmation.
I second.
We have a first and a second. I guess we need to take a long roll.
Yes.
All right. Senator Wagner. Senator Allen. Senator Chambliss. Senator Figures. Senator Gavan. Senator Gudger. Senator Hatcher. Senator Jones. Senator Price. Senator Sessions.
Aye.
Senator Shellnut.
Aye.
Senator Stutz. Senator Singleton.
Aye.
Senator Smitherman.
Aye.
Senator Williams. Senator Livingston.
12-0, then the confirmation is approved. Will the clerk call the second appointee?
The governor appoints Mr. Christopher Spencer to the Alabama State University Board of Trustees.
Mr. President,
Senator Singleton.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. I would like to move that Chris Spencer name be put into confirmation for the Alabama State University Board of Trustees, or use of previous role without objection.
All right, we have a second by Senator Williams on that. Is previous role agreeable with everyone? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay. Are either Ms. Edwards or Mr. Spencer in attendance?
No.
No, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Would the clerk call the roll on the next appointee?
The governor reappoints Mr. John Hackett Jr. to the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University Board of Trustees.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman,
Senator Singleton.
move that we place Mr. John Hackett Jr. name for the Alabama A&M University into confirmation with use of previous role without objection.
Second.
There's a second. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay, then Mr. Hackett receives a 12-0.
Mr. Chairman, I think we have Mr. Williams and Ms. Richardson here today.
I know Ms. Richardson's in. Would y'all please stand up and be recognized? Thank you very much for coming today. I know it's a long way, and we look forward to taking care of business here. Thank you. Call the next appointee.
Are we doing those in mass? The governor appoints Mr. Ralph Williams to the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical Board of Trustees.
Senator Gavan.
I'll move for confirmation of Mr. Williams.
First, Senator Gavan.
I
Is there a
second it.
Second by Senator Smitherman.
Use
All in
of previous
favor
role,
using
Bill.
previous role, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay. Mr. Williams moves forward in the confirmation process. Would the clerk call the next appointee?
The governor appoints Ms. Elizabeth Richardson to the Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University Board of Trustees.
Senator Gavan.
I'd like to move confirmation using previous role without objection.
Is there a second to that?
Second it.
Second by Senator Smitherman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay. Thank you, Elizabeth Beth. Well, you kind of tricked us there with that first name. Sorry. Moving on forward. Clerk call the next appointee.
The governor appoints Mr. Kyle Buchanan to the University of North Alabama Board of Trustees.
Mr. President,
Senator
Mr.
Singleton.
Buchanan is in the audience,
In the audience, yes, sir.
and we would like to have his name in the nomination with use of previous role without objection.
Is there a second to that?
Second it.
Okay, thank you for that, Senator Smitherman. All in favor using previous role, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay. So that receives a 13-0.
Mr. President,
Buchanan? Yes, sir.
when you get through
Mr.
having
Buchanan,
this,
would
I
you
would recognize.
stand and be recognized? So there you are in the back. So thank you for coming down today. Appreciate that.
Mr.
Senator
Chairman.
Smitherman.
At first, I want to kind of put both ends of the coin in this comment. I want to commend them for bringing Mr. Buchanan as a prospective candidate for the consideration of the full Senate to the board. He seems to be a distinguished person in terms of, I think, the school up there, but also it's one step toward diversity.
Yes, sir.
But however, I'm kind of surprised, and I do want to say this to the people from there, in that there's only 18% African Americans on this board. And the surprise even further is that, and I'm giving a little quick history, North Alabama, Jacksonville were the first two schools way back. You know, you're looking at 29 years over here. So when I say way back in the day, that openly and voluntarily, when the first call was called out to have diversity on that board. So that's why I say I got to say both sides of the coin. They were one of the people who had the foresight to step out in the beginning for inclusion, and then so it's something has probably happened that I would like for them to look at, because now they're at 18%. You know, so I would hope that whatever it is, that process, that they would review it so that it could bring on additional inclusion. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Smitherman. So, clerk, call the next appointee.
The governor reappoints Mr. Anthony Smoke to the Jacksonville State University Board of Trustees.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Jones.
move a confirmation of Mr. Smoke.
Have a motion. Is there a second? Is there objection to using previous role? No objection to using previous role.
That's all right
Mr.
with it.
Smoke receives a 13-0. Is Mr. Smoke here today? I don't think so.
He's not, but can I
Absolutely,
recognize?
Senator.
He's a person that I've known for numerous years. I just have to share it this way. His son and my daughter, who's on the city council, they started at 7-year-olds playing golf, and as parents, we knew each other from that point. And of course, I've had a chance to know him professionally. So he's a very, very good person for us to place on there. So I just want to speak highly of him.
And Senator Figures is not here to represent Jacksonville State today, so I'm sure she would have missed that. So, will the clerk call the next appointee?
The governor appoints Mr. Taylor Perry Jr. to the University of West Alabama Board of Trustees.
Have a motion by Senator Sessions. Is there a second? All in favor using previous role, say aye. Like sign, nay. Then Mr. Perry is forward. Clerk, call the next conferee.
The governor appoints Mr. Matthew Lavender to the University of West Alabama Board of Trustees.
Mr. Lavender, welcome back. He made a trip last week when we had to cancel committee because of a foul up downstairs. So thank you for coming back again today, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion to.
Senator Allen, thank you. Saw by Senator Williams. All in favor of using previous role? Any objections, say nay. And Mr. Lavender receives a 13-0. Will clerk call the next appointee?
The governor appoints Ms. Jennifer Agee to the University of West Alabama Board of Trustees.
Senator Williams makes a motion. Is there a second by Senator Shellnut, excuse me? Shall not, yeah, shall not, as somebody calls him, yeah. All in favor of using previous role? The 13-0, thank you. Clerk, call the next appointee.
The governor appoints Mr. Michael Maddox to the University of West Alabama Board of Trustees.
Senator Shellnut moves for favorable. Is there a second? Senator Sessions. So all in favor of using previous role, say aye. Like sign, nay. Maddox receives a favorable report. Clerk, call the next appointee.
The governor reappoints Mr. Joseph Brown to the University of West Alabama Board of Trustees.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make the motion that move for confirmation to be sent from Mr. Joseph Brown to the West Alabama Board of Trustees.
And we have several seconds there. You pick your choice. So all in favor of using previous role? Say aye. Like sign, nay.
Mr. Chairman, he's here today.
Mr. Brown's here. There's several members from West Alabama. Would y'all please stand that are here? Thank you for coming today. We really appreciate that. Thank y'all very much. So full attendance.
I like it, look like a tag team.
Clerk, call the next appointee.
The governor appoints the Honorable Bill Lewis to the University of South Alabama Board of Trustees.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman.
make the motion.
Senator Sessions,
Second.
seconded by Senator
Previous
Smith.
role.
Using previous role. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign say nay. Then Mr. Lewis receives a favorable. Would the clerk call the next appointee?
The governor reappoints Mr. William Graham to the University of South Alabama Board of Trustees.
Senator Shellnut. I don't think they are they, Mr. Coker? No, they're not here.
I second.
Second.
Oh, so,
Second,
okay,
third.
so that would you clerk
Good
read,
move, Sheldon.
would the clerk read
Learn from
the
you.
other names real quick that are gonna be approved? Is it and done in mass?
Yeah, that's
So-
fine.
The governor reappoints Mr. William Graham. The governor reappoints Dr. Stephen Furr. The governor reappoints Dr. Stephen Stokes. The governor appoints Mr. Luis Gonzalez. The governor appoints Mr. Lennis Perkins.
We have a motion for moving him favorable in mass. Is there a
Second.
second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Like sign, nay. And University of South Alabama receives a favorable report.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman,
Senator Smithman.
if that request is made again, I would just like to be recognized for question and or comment before we do that
Yes, sir.
on the next set.
On the next set, okay? Clerk, call the next appointee. And speaking, I think they're all in attendance today for the Alabama Community College system. If y'all would please stand, and Chancellor Baker is with us today also, so thank you very much, Chancellor. Glad to have y'all with us today. Thank you very much. So there's a motion to do them en masse. Senator Smithman?
I'll second it, but I want to be recognized.
Senator Smithman, you're recognized.
I would like, let me say this. I've already pre-told them I'm going to ask this question. So I want you to know this is not going to catch them. And not the whole question, but I was going to ask the question. When we put this board together, and I think the big boss sitting out there know what I'm talking about, you know, is that one of the concerns I had was that because we had so much attention to vocational education, that we were going to then start neglecting the academic side of junior college. Prior to us going into the area of workforce development and vocational education, junior college was where you pulled up your academic grades, if you might be a little low, and get some good steady habits and grades, and you transfer to another school. Somewhere along the line, not now, but back then when we made that change, there was a concerted move that went away from the academic side and was some neglect on that side for the sake of focusing harder on the vocational side. So now I'd like to know, where are we and what has been done to bring us back to some kind of balance between those two entities that you all are totally responsible for as one body. So could I get the big boss to answer the questions? I think he probably knows the answer better than anybody.
Mr. Chancellor? You didn't expect to have to testify today, eh?
Just, I kind of
I
pre-warned.
certainly don't mind it. Senator, I'm not aware of the time period that you're talking about. We have not lessened the impact or the importance of the academic program. In fact, a majority of what we do, even to this day, is still academic. We certainly are focused, in addition to that, on workforce and workforce training. There is no state in the nation that needs it more than the state of Alabama. We're taking that into consideration too, but not at the expense of the academic programs. And I'll assure you that we're not going to do that, because that would create a deficiency on the part of those students who choose to come to our school for the first 2 years and then transfer to a 4-year school. And we cannot diminish the importance of the academic program.
Thank you very much.
And if I could just add a little to that, I know one of the nominees that are here today is just receiving their doctoral degree in junior colleges, HBCU junior colleges. And so they are from the academic side and really pushes that academics be strong. I know from a point myself.
Thank you,
the nominees
sir.
here today.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chancellor. So we had a motion to approve the community college system en masse. Do we have a second? Okay, thank you, Senator Smithman, for reminding me. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign nay. Then the community college receives a favorable report.
Can I be
Senator
recognized
Smithman?
again? I just wanted to say to you, Doc, that, you know, sometimes perception is everything, and that was my perception personally. But you have cleared it up to this point, and I appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much.
If I could take one last liberty, I have my Jackson County Commission is here back in the back right-hand corner of the room. They're down visiting today. If they just raise their hand, I'd appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming up and attending
That
today.
election package right there, boy.
Learn from the best, Senator. Learn from the best. So, having completed our agenda, we are adjourned.
Always campaign. Ooh.